Okay, today everything is making me angry. Let's talk about mistakes women will make when they're trying to impress the mandams. Because, what do we do? Talk that talk Thursday.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. Hey.
Anywho, I think it's very important for us to have conversations about, like, yesterday we spoke about being strong. We spoke about being in your confident era, right? And today we're speaking about some of the mistakes that you will make when someone is trying to put you a peg lower, or when you're trying to put yourself a peg lower, and it is trying to impress anybody. Okay, unless you're trying to impress them with how much money you have, because that's a flex, or how many cars and whatever's you have, that's a flex. But when you're trying to just impress someone, you always find yourself in a situation where you have to play yourself small. You play it small. And unfortunately, pretending to be someone else is usually one of those things. Here is the one thing I said to myself. When you were single, when I was a single girl, now that I'm married, when I was single, I said this: I will present myself in the utmost, truest version of myself. Like every relationship, every date, everywhere I go, I will bring my very true version, because at one point or another, that truth will come out. What is the point of being in a relationship with someone for months, years, decades, and then being fake the whole time? When the truth will come out, this person may still leave. So what's the point of faking it? Auntie Mapema, well, something is wrong. Start early. Show them who you are early enough. And if they're happy enough to stay, if they're comfortable enough with you as you are to stay, then that's your person. Anyone else? Titty left, tootie left.
Honestly, there's nothing more irritating than being around a girl who's boy crazy, or a girl who's going out of their way for the male gaze, for male attention, because it's usually very obvious. You know, you're in a group setting, you know, you're hanging out with your friends, your girlfriends, and the minute, you know, men come into the picture, all of a sudden your friend switches up. All of a sudden your friend is being, you know, she's trying to stand out. She's like, you know, and it's even more, it's even more tragic when you go out of your way to, you know, put your friends down a peg just so you stand out more. Trust me, it is very obvious. You may think you're being subtle about it, but your friends can tell. Or all of a sudden, you know, you're acting brand new. Tulikuwa tunaongea saizi tu Kikuyu pamoja. Tumeketi tu base. We're doing our thing. The minute a man shows up, switch up, umetoka Oxford. Nini, ladies, it is so obvious when you try to be boy crazy. And it's not just the girls around you who notice, even the men. And then now you're the easiest target in this whole group, because it's obvious the lengths you're willing to go to just to get my attention.
Yeah, and speaking of getting attention, you put so much fixation and hyperfixation on trying to impress the person that you forget your own self. You know, at some point you sit down and you're like, but then what are my hobbies? You know,
like what do I actually like?
What do I like to do? You know, because everything is we. And I caught myself, you know, sometime last year. It's like everything is we. Where is the I? Where's the I? I know there's no I in team, but I gotta put me first, Lucius. Like, you have to find your own things that you like. You know, it can't just be always falling into place with whatever the other person is doing, recommendations. Like, what are your hobbies? What do you do? What do you like to do on your own time? Like, how do you make yourself happy? You know, it's great if you have things in common with the other person. It's great that you have things that align, and yes, you enjoy both of those things together. The both of you enjoy those things together, but don't make it a thing that holistically you will always concede for the other person to get what they want. You need to put yourself first, okay? You need to have an identity as well. You can't just fall in the wayside. You're a wholly different. You are a total person with or without this person. It should be the agenda. Without this person, you are still you. There's nothing about you that will change. People won't go like, come on. You're still you, but you are you in a relationship, okay?
or just trying too hard to impress. As Kathomi has said, always show up as the best version of you, the most authentic version of you. And even while you're trying to get into relationships or trying, or trying to be with somebody, allow yourself to be in your feminine. Don't be out here, you're the one gifting men cars, you're the one,
Paying
giving
rent,
money,
giving 20K.
paying rent, or clearing them 20K. It's just so unnatural, and you need to recognize that, because we've said it before. If he wants to, he will. I have seen people go to great lengths to get the girl they want to be with.
Yep.
So if he wants to, he will. Allow yourself to be in your feminine. And I can't say I read somewhere. I saw a TikTok. And this girl was actually speaking facts, because she said, when you're with a generous partner, you really don't have to do too much. The best thing you could do is be grateful. Like he does something for you, he's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Don't be out here trying to buy him a car because he bought you flowers. Say thank you. These are the best flowers I've ever gotten in my life. And keep it moving. And that just kind of does something for a man. He's like, oh, she loves flowers. Next time he brings you a whole truckload of flowers, either uuze ama uweke hadi kwa bedroom, he don't care. He just wants to do something nice for you. It's very naturally occurring. You don't have to do the most to be with somebody, okay? Ukisikia ni kama ukianza kukopa because you want to do too much, calm down. Calm down. If you start asking your friends, Aki, nyokole 300K, nyokole 300K, you're doing too much. Calm down.
I clocked it, but we keep it moving. Okay, we clock it and we move.
We're not saying your person require gifting.
We don't judge. Alright? Anyway, I think another major one is changing your appearance, either for the better or for the worse. Have you ever met someone who's like used to be so sophisticated and you're like, oh girl, what is that perfume? Where is that hair? Blah blah blah. And then she meets someone, hey, you're like Raggedy Ann. What happened to you? Nywele, gosh, babe, nini niliendelea? Or the complete opposite. They used to be just a simple person, very chilled out, ananga story mob. Suddenly, wako something beauty. Kila siku wanapakwa makeup so that they can look a particular way, present themselves a particular way. Every day they're wearing heels, you can see them gully creeping. You're like, hey babe, una overdo. Changing your appearance for someone else, for the male gaze or whatever the gaze, if you're doing it for you, for your betterment, if you're trying to learn how to walk in heels, if you're trying to get, my hair, I like it when, that's fine. But when you're doing it for someone else, excessively to an extreme where everyone is just like, Allah, it's a no. Do it for yourself. Do it for your betterment, for your self-improvement. I want to look nice because when I look nice, I feel nice. That makes sense. But when you're doing it for someone else or to grab someone else, you'll get tired. It's a mask. It will fall eventually. And then what? When they leave you, utasema? Don't do it. Don't do it.
And also just ignoring red flags because you desperately want to be with somebody. We need to stop doing this. As in, history has shown consistently that this person is a horrible person. If this person has left a plethora of unfinished families and here you are trying to be with this person, that's a red flag, because what's to say your case is going to be different? If this person is always cheating on everybody they have been with, what do you think makes you different? Why do you want to be the person who's going to stand out? If this person is just doing too much, why do you think it's going to be different with you? Stop ignoring the red flags. Zuchu, girl, you have seen. Why do you? Because it's not the money, girl. You have money. What's happening? I don't know. I really don't know. But just stop ignoring red flags simply because you want to be with this person. You can admire them from far and say, okay, you're cute, but you're also a wicked person, so I must stay away from you. But you're cute. Acknowledge the crush you have on somebody, but also remember, okay, but they are a horrible person, and keep it moving. You're an adult. Stop ignoring red flags.
Yeah, or those people who you will minimize it. You know, some people overtly, like, completely, they will just ignore them, Zuchu. But some people, it's like you will call it a pink flag. You know, you will call it a magenta flag. You're like, okay,
Rose
I
tinted.
clock it, but is it that bad? Minimizing a bad situation.
They don't know the real you.
Minimizing a bad relationship. To what end? Like, who is benefiting? You're only making this other person have more of a ground, more of a stance, more of a reason to treat you like dog poop. What for? Like, too serious. Too serious. Other reasons, other ways in which you have changed yourself or altered yourself for the purposes of the male gaze or the female gaze or for your partner, please let us know. The number is still 0770-729-366, or you can catch us on our social media handles at Kathomi,
At Turi Faye.
and that about wraps up Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for On the No Friday.